Hey, so I want to share something really quick about learning. There's an insight that I've gained over the past few months of learning, picking up different skills, and enjoying the process. So, what I've found is that learning is a frequency, which means that when you get into the frequency of learning, you get into a frequency of ease that makes it easy to learn. And that means that you learn much faster. And I think this is something that a lot of people kind of miss out on because or they forget, because often they get too tied to the end goal of achieving a specific level of mastery that they don't enjoy the ride. And so what I think is important is for people to understand that if you can find the frequency, then you're set. The process is finished. Like, you're already there. An example for me, I wrote about this in my newsletter. I was trying to learn wine, just learn about wine. I was like, holy shit, this is such a big, there's so much wine, it's endless. Like, I don't know anything about wine. I don't even give a fuck about wine. I'm just trying to learn it so I can get promoted to server. And then I picked it up, I read the book, and then straight out the gate, the guy is a great author, a great writer. He was just sharing his passion for wine. He was talking about the experts in the field. He was talking about how he just discovered this passion for wine. He was just so curious, so full of passion, so full of life. It was something that reawakened the way that he saw the world and the way that he saw the industry. And to me, when I was hearing him speak about this, for me it felt so much like it was me talking about spirituality and psychology. And then I was like, oh shit. So this isn't what learning is about. I feel like oftentimes people want to attribute expertise to a person with a specific status. So often, you gotta go to the best schools. If you want to be good at what you do, you gotta go to the best schools, the masters of their craft. They're really good at what they do. But this guy, the author, I think, Windows of the World of that book, he was talking about how he wanted to learn, and he was learning from these great people, but these great people weren't so attached to that image of being great people. They were just so passionate about what they did that they just naturally did great things. And this is a mistake that so many people do, which is they attribute the mastery to the individual, when in fact mastery is already there within you. Mastery starts as innocence, it starts as curiosity, it starts as passion, and it ends up flowering this beautiful product, being the master, being the craft. So many people get caught up in this thing of, oh, I have to be a specific level until I'm there. I have to work hard. I have to struggle against the grain to get to where I want to get to. But that they don't realize that's taking them away from where they truly want to be, or where they really need to be, which is just being present and enjoying the process. Now I will give you a few examples. For example, when I started a YouTube channel, there was so much resistance to doing so. There were so many things to do, so many things to learn. It was endless. I like, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get the views? How am I going to get all this and that? And that was like, it took me months to start my YouTube channel. But then now I started a YouTube channel without a problem, because I started like that, and I understand who I'm talking to, I understand who I'm doing it for, why I'm doing it, and I get that just like that. And that's huge, because people don't realize how big that is. I think like 80%, 90% of success is about, especially on YouTube, is about knowing why you're doing it, who you're doing it, and then just clicking a few buttons and getting shit going. Like, that's really it. If you had to simplify it in terms of action, it's just a matter of clicking a few buttons, clicking the button to record, clicking the button to submit the video, clicking the button to upload it, whatever, and that's it. You just start a YouTube channel. But because there's so much mysticism, there's so much hype around it, people don't really understand that. People don't even get there because they're too confused, they're too scared, they're too in their heads about it. And so when it comes down to this, because I've understood my frequency of, oh, what does it mean to be a YouTuber? What does it mean to be doing this? Because I understand that frequency, I just do it. It's just a matter of me coming in and doing it. And the same thing for picking up any other skill. For example, with the wine thing, I realized this was kind of like a nail in the coffin, because I realized, well, this means I can be good at anything that I want to do. All I have to do is find the frequency. Another example is with my day trading coach. He started to show me his trades. He started to let me know about the trades he's entering. And in doing that, I kind of observe his mindset and his thinking process. And then I pick up on his patterns, and then I pick up on a frequency. And so then when I'm trading, I can tune into that frequency, and I can begin to perform my trades at a very confident level. So you're not seeking a specific pattern, you're not seeking a specific guide, you're not seeking a specific thing outside of you. What you're seeking is a frequency that you have access to. And frequency is something that you will find as you traverse through your journey. So when it comes to teaching, this also revolutionizes the way I'm going to teach, because I realize it's not about the specifics, right? So it's not about a person doing something specifically. Even when I'm coaching people, I'm not trying to walk them through a step-by-step plan. I feel where they're at, and then I move them according to their frequency and guide them to the next available one that will improve their situation. And if I were to be teaching somebody, when I teach, I don't teach coming in with a specific plan to achieve a specific thing. I come in just being present and hoping to connect with people and make it more relatable. Make the content much more in the present there than somewhere up here that people need to strive for. Because we're always there. We are all where we need to be. We just need to be able to see that and stop putting things on the pedestal. So last point that I wanted to say, learning is a frequency. So that also means that when you're struggling, and here's an example that I was going to give. So when I was learning to do After Effects, and I realized that so many people struggle with this process because there's so much wasted energy that goes into the process when you're learning. Like, for example, if I'm learning a specific thing and I'm listening and I'm hearing things, and then I stay frozen if I'm not acting or interacting with the thing. If I come into something thinking I'm a novice, I don't know anything, I'm a newbie, I'm gonna struggle, I don't know shit. If I come into an endeavor in that mindset, I will struggle a lot, because outright I will feel like this helpless individual who needs to be walked through, and I'm so vulnerable. But if I come in and I say, you know what I'm seeking is to connect with things I already know. What I'm seeking is to relate what I know and connect that to what I'm being shown. I already am an expert in myself and my skills. So then me going into this new space is only going to be another way of me seeing myself. That's very different. It's a different mindset. And this is something that I've heard one of the greatest masters of salsa say, Frankie Martinez. I interviewed him for my Salseros podcast. He said that everybody's already there. People are already there at that level of mastery. It's really a frequency. He was really saying this. I'm kind of paraphrasing. He's saying it, and that frequency is this frequency of innocence, of curiosity, of raw expression, of authenticity. And what I found in dance, and this is why it translates so well, what I found in dance is when I enter that flow state, and then if you guys have watched Blue Log, it's fucking sick, where they talk about the flow state. But when you enter this flow state, you're able to do things that you never thought possible. For example, for me, when I've entered the flow state, so when I'm social dancing, I'm able to replicate movements that I haven't practiced really. They're solid. And it's almost like if I was in the Matrix, where I have this memory of this thing, and then I just see it, and then I'm able to do it in my body, and I already know how to do it. My body just naturally does it. It's the same thing when I'm dancing. It's like, that's really what I'm saying, is when you enter this flow state, this frequency, then you are capable of tuning in to something much higher than yourself, which then gives information to what you're doing. and so you're able to learn with ease. You pick things up very quickly, you pick things up very easily. So this is why I want to say that learning is a frequency. You just got to tune into it, and whenever you enter a new space, make sure that you enter it not as a novice, not as somebody that's going to struggle, but as somebody that's seeking to expand, somebody that's seeking to engage in a process. And in that process, the mastery is not any farther away. Mastery is in the moment. It is within the authenticity, within the vulnerability, within the exploration, within the curiosity. So I hope you found this helpful. I really like this sweater, bro. I look it clean. I'm looking like a scholar. I'm looking like I'm about to go on a mission as a missionary. But I am a missionary. I'm here on a mission to teach. All right, guys. Stay lucid. Peace.